In the world of sports entertainment, fans are everything. A face or a heel is dictated by how fans react to a particular wrestler. Fans dictate the storylines. The likes of Bryan Danielson's Yes movement when he was working in the WWE, Kofimania, and even now with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes on the verge of finishing his story. The fans have the power to change the hearts and minds of the wrestling front offices to a point where they can change the main event at WrestleMania because of the fans' passion for their favorite wrestlers. Fans are the soul of WWE, but sometimes they get too passionate, too involved in the live matches, crossing every line there is imaginable and putting the safety of the wrestlers and entertainers in jeopardy. Most of the time, they get away with it, but it sure is satisfying when they don't, and wrestlers get their revenge on fans who jump the security barricade and get out of line at live events. As the saying goes, karma is a bitch. So in this video, we're going to show you some instances where fans got some instant karma by interfering with the matches. Here are the times disrespectful fans got what they deserved. Sometimes fans want to be a part of the matches. I mean, we've all dreamt of being the ones who pulled off those wrestling moves. But yeah, we're not wrestlers. But this fan sure thought he was. On a live episode of Monday Night Raw in 2002, in an era where WWE put ladder matches on live TV events, even if it's not pay-per-view, Eddie Guerrero was squaring off against Rob Van Dam for the Intercontinental title. The match was considered one of the greatest title matches ever to air on Raw. But during the match, when Eddie was climbing up the ladder, a fan pushed it and even almost threw Eddie off. But Latino Heat landed on his feet and landed a punch to that fan. That fan got banned from the WWE for the rest of his life. Of course, we all know at just 38 years old, the wrestling world lost its top guy, Eddie Guerrero, only a few years after that ladder match. One of the long-standing traditions is the 10-bell salute, and Combat Zone Wrestling decided to give Viva La Raza the tribute he deserved. But this fan thought it was a good idea to disrespect Eddie and got absolutely thrashed by the fans. And well, this isn't the first time a fan disrespected the 10-bell salute. When the WWE lost yet another legend, the ravishing Rick Rude, Bubba Ray Dudley and the ECW paid tribute to the Hall of Famer when a female fan decided to mock the 10-bell salute. Well,
I swear to my mother's life, if I ever see your mother on the street, I'll kick her in a fucking...
She sure regretted that because she was just dumpstered by Bubba Ray and even Paul Heyman himself. There's just instances that disrespectful fans can get out of hand. And when they do, wrestlers just take matters into their own hands. Just like Kevin Nash did when he absolutely destroyed this young fan who was throwing rocks at him at a guest appearance for MTV in 1997. While the security was slacking off, Kevin Nash threw himself at the guy and smashed him hard to the ground.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. When the show's over, we want to press charges. We'll come find you.
And Kevin Nash wasn't unfamiliar with fans storming down and harassing wrestlers. It was the norm back in the day in WCW. I can't even count how many times the NWO beat up some fan trying to get into the ring, just like this fan who got up pretty badly right before he could do anything. Back in the day, it wasn't just wrestlers who had that ruthless aggression, even the fans did too. In a legendary match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Game, Triple H, or now Paul Triple H Levesque, as he's now officially called in his WWE TV appearances, a fan climbed up to the ring to beat up the Texas Rattlesnake. But little did he know that Triple H was quick to rescue Stone Cold and delivered him a nasty suplex and beat the hell out of him. Even the referee joined to beat up that fan too.
Cat. He picked that dude up, slammed him, and started punching his lights out.
Stone Cold Steve Austin hasn't been the only legend that's been the target of these disgusting, disrespectful fans. Even Hall of Famer Bret Hart himself was attacked during the Hart Foundation's Hall of Fame induction. During his speech, Bret Hart was attacked by a fan who put the legend right down on the mat. With wrestlers surrounding the ring watching Bret Hart's speech, many superstars came to the Hitman's aid, including the likes of Shane McMahon, Xavier Woods, Tyson Kidd, and Curtis Axel. Not to mention his niece Natalya being rushed to the side of the ring away from the unruly fan. Imagine those men escorting you and beating you up until you get out of the arena. The culprit got himself punched in the face multiple times and faced charges for the assault on Bret. It's funny to see these fans get hammered for being so disrespectful, and it seems like they haven't learned their lesson, just like this fan who pushed CM Punk to the limit and pressed his buttons. On October 12th, 2012, CM Punk had a street fight with Vince McMahon. Yeah, their relationship was sour to say the least. Ryback came to the aid of Vince and forced Punk Punk to retreat to the crowd. And let's just say that the crowd at that time was a little rowdy and aggressive. The fans surrounding Punk repeatedly pushed him, and then a fan went too far by hitting him in his head and his kidney. Punk got heated, spun around, and threw a punch, and unknowingly hit the wrong fan. It was unfortunate though, as Punk released a public apology for what he did. The fan though, who bragged about it on social media, received backlash from the wrestling world and was even banned from future WWE shows. He got what he deserved. Luckily for him, he didn't get clipped for real. However, this pathetic heckler didn't get so lucky. He not only hit a wrestler, but even gave him a low blow. In a live event show in Cape Town, South Africa, as Randy Orton was making his signature poses, a fan suddenly entered the ring and gave Randy a nasty low blow. Randy, who at first thought it was a part of the script, actually sold the contact. But when he realized it was a fan, he quickly wanted to have a piece of that fan. After an investigation was done, it turned out that that fan was an indie wrestler trying to get the attention of WWE and actually hoping to land a job. And well, if you're trying to earn the respect of the company that you are trying to please in order to get a job, it probably isn't the greatest idea to try and hurt their number one superstar. That's just bad business. It wasn't the smartest plan at all. And he got manhandled by the officials and got several bruises and a permanent ban from the WWE. Being a heel in the WWE certainly generates a lot of heat. And there's a faction that certainly generated a lot of that in the mid-2010s, the Shield. The Shield must be one of the most polarizing factions WWE has ever had. The fans either loved them or hated them. There is no in between. In fact, they were so over that this fan tried to be a member of the Shield just for a day and sneak into the ring with the members of the Hounds of Justice. Trust me, I wanted to become a part of the Shield too with those black vests and everything. But still, storming inside the ring wouldn't get you that far. You'll just end up being dragged out by security and, worse, beaten up. Well, every member of the Shield actually got harassed by these fans. Even the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns, has fallen victim to these stupid fans. During a live event match against Bray Wyatt, fans were urging a fan with a Money in the Bank briefcase replica to throw it inside the ring. And, well, you might have guessed it, the fan did. And he actually hit Reigns right in the temple. Reigns was visibly confused and frustrated, but decided to shrug it off. The fan was immediately escorted outside the arena and faced charges for assault. Honestly, that fan was just lucky he didn't get punched in the face by the tribal chief himself. Unlike this next fan who got choked to sleep by the visionary Seth freaking Rollins. You know Seth Rollins ain't backing down from anybody, especially if you're just some fan trying to beat up Rollins behind his back. The architect knows a thing or two about hitting people in the back. You can't outdo the master. The guy literally came out of nowhere and sprinted at the back of Rollins while the visionary was making his departure from the ring and on his way to the locker room. Seth was attacked and tackled to the ground right on the entrance ramp, but Seth immediately relied on his instincts and choked the fan while on the ground. It was then later revealed that the fan was catfished and scammed by a fake Seth Rollins Twitter account. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, that guy bought a front row ticket just to do that. But it certainly wasn't worse than what this next fan did to the third member of the Shield, Dean Ambrose, or Jon Moxley for some AEW fans out there. You know what happened to Ambrose? He nearly got stabbed in the back by a fan. Yes, a fan hopped over a barricade near Ambrose outside of the ring and was holding an actual knife in his hand. How did he even get into the arena with that? Luckily for Ambrose, security was right there and got to the fan before he had time to swing that knife, or else Ambrose could have found himself in a pool of blood. The culprit quickly was seized by security, was banned forever from WWE live shows, and was detained by the police. Those were just a few examples of some fans getting a little too into the matches and getting instant karma from the wrestlers and security. It's crazy to think that these fans had the legitimate intention of hurting these wrestlers. And well, if you've had plans on disrespecting these wrestlers again, you better think twice, because you might just get what you deserve. Thanks for watching, and tell us what you think are some of the wildest fan interactions where the fans got what they deserve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see more of our wrestling content. See you next time.